ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause for Lulu playing music like having a dinner? Lulu will be back here after this next night. Still coming to that surgery to get back to this, but you know, this night is young, so let's get this going. Alright, so we're just going to have a few speeches for you guys before we get Brian out here. So, if I can please welcome to the stage the area commander, Matt Lawrenson. If you can come on up, you can throw in the man if you want to upstairs. Mark, I just want to point out, Mark Stallworthy, that a couple of your colleagues over here listened to the instructions and didn't go out when the rest of the table went out. So, you know, well done.
Thank you very much. Had no idea I was going first, so well prepared. Good. Everyone hear me? Awesome. Kia ora tātou, and good evening. My name is Matt Lawrenson. I'm the area commander for Rodney Hibiscus Coast. That encompasses this area, including the fiefdom of Mark Stallworthy. Yeah, thank you. Mark told me there'd be 20 people here tonight, so I was madly writing while you were eating. I was writing my speech. And trying to ensure that I said the right things. First of all, welcome to Teo and Nairi, where are they? Really beautiful karakia. Minister, Aldo, really, really good to have you here, representing the police. Mark Mitchell, kia ora, Maya, and Chris. Let's go. Kate. To the members representing the various emergency services, welcome. What an amazing night. I can say in 21 years of policing, I've never been to such a big, well-run community event. I think a lot of credit has to go to Murray Chapman. He clearly has put in a huge amount of effort, and obviously, you know, the Business Association here is astounding, really, what it's on for us. Murray, through Mark Stallworthy, I've made some inquiries about you, none of which were done on the police computer system. But he says you're a tireless worker behind the scenes. And he also says, and quite cruelly in my opinion, that behind the scenes is where you probably should be for someone who's that aesthetically displeasing. Now, I have said to Mark, and I've been very clear, people in glass houses, Mark, shouldn't throw stones. He also continues to tell me at every available opportunity that the police have scored one, and your debate team called the Toastmasters are on nil in the great Warkworth debate. And he claims that this is some big deal. I don't believe it. But look, I was relieved to hear that you'd been organising this behind the scenes, and as I said, although I wasn't aware of just how big it is, I think it'd be really opportune for everyone to put their heads together and come to Murray for this. includes New Zealand Fire Service, St John's Ambulance, Coastguard, Surf Lifesaving, and anyone else I've forgotten here. It's been a pretty tough couple of years in New Zealand. A lot of uncertainty, and you know, I love New Zealand. I love this country. I love our place on this planet. But you can't get away from the fact that it's been tough. There's been COVID, the associated lockdowns which have been felt up here, extreme weather events, protests. It's been pretty stressful, and there's massive demand on all of us. And it would be easy to hunker down and stay at home at times like this. And it's the people in this room and who you represent that have kept these communities together. You're out there doing the mahi, you're putting yourself in harm's way, and you're doing so to make a difference in this community. And this event, you know, really speaks volumes for Warkworth and the upper north Rodney area. I'd also like to recognise my own people. So I appreciate, you know, how flexible you've been, how tough it's been. I know some of you worked on the borders for 4 months straight. The people I work with, and like many people in this room, have got either something added to their DNA or something missing. They're not quite the same. They're the ones who run to harm when others are leaving. They're the ones who work at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they provide comfort to people on their darkest day. They're the reason why I work for the police. They're the reason why I can sleep at night, being in charge of them, because I'm secure in the fact that they put their heart and soul into what they do. Finally, just want to recognise this community. As I said, never been to an event quite like this. It's well organised and it's well attended, and I think it speaks volumes for you people in this room and for the greater community. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Could I please, young Chris Pink, where is Chris? Oh, he's right there, sorry mate. Come on up, young man. Now, Chris's brother, George, actually works with us on the radio. He works on More FM Rodney, so, you know, I mean, but Chris is obviously the good-looking one.
Thank you for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my message tonight. It's very simple. It's not every day that anyone gets to say on behalf of the community and mean very confidently that they speak for everyone in the area. But I do say, on behalf of the community, thank you for your service. My name is Chris Pink. I have the honour of being the MP for Kaipuraki Mahurangi, as this area and the surrounding areas are known. I do want to acknowledge some parliamentary colleagues from both sides of the aisle. But first of all, I do want to make very clear that too often, while you are the heroes of the community, you are the unsung heroes of the community. Please know tonight, as has been acknowledged by the regional commander in his excellent speech, tonight you are not unsung, you are acknowledged, you are appreciated, but that applies for every single day. People in this community rely absolutely on the emergency services, the first responders. You are there in times of trouble, you run towards the danger, you're up at all times of hour and night. And I do also want to acknowledge in particular those who volunteer as well as who put themselves in harm's way as a day job. And you don't even know when it is that you're going to be out and responding. Your families don't know that, but they know soon enough when the sirens call or that message comes through. So I do want to acknowledge you, but also your spouses, your partners, your families, and also your employers and those who make that possible for you to go out and do that. On the subject of local businesses, can I acknowledge those who have so generously contributed towards tonight? Everything that's been eaten and drunk tonight, I understand, has been contributed generously by local supporters. Thank you very much to them. Please join me in acknowledging their volunteers who have worked so hard to bring tonight together. Thank you very much to it. So it's mostly those sort of wearing black, some congregated at the back, but they've been all around. So thank you for the hard work that's gone in over many weeks. Including and culminating in tonight, of course, but of course a huge amount of effort's gone into that. So I think it's right to acknowledge Alex, I understand in particular, and of course there's always that danger when you start naming people that you leave others out, but of course Murray Chapman, and actually there's enough politicians in the room that if I say Sir Murray Chapman and there's a good reaction to that, then it might just happen. So thank you very much to Sir Murray. Ladies and gentlemen, I keep my remarks brief, unusually for a politician, but I did want to say, of course, thank you on behalf of the community. I do also want to acknowledge, we'll hear from the Minister of Police very shortly, the Honourable Potter Williams. It's good to see you here tonight, along with your colleague on the Labour side, and my friend and local colleague, Maya Lubeck, Labour List MP based in the area. We often attend the same local community events. And so too local board member Beth Holbrook, who I have seen earlier tonight. She's been helping out. Great to see you here. Thank you for what you do for the community as well. Finally, on that note, if you'll indulge me just for one moment, I do also want to give a shout out to my friend and colleague Mark Mitchell, himself a former police officer, in fact, but also representative for the area when it was known as Rodney, as well as our police spokesperson. So to all of them, I do want to say that I emphasise that Parliament's sitting tonight, but we're all here, and that's a mark of respect for you, for the things that you do, and it's also that we don't want to be in Wellington. Let's start with the other bit first. But in all seriousness, thanks so much for what you do on behalf of the community. And again, I say thank you for your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. It is actually one great thing about this community, our local representatives. We have access to them, to talk to them all the time, and they listen and they work hard for us. And it's so great to see them here tonight. I'd like to welcome to the stage, please, the Minister of Police, the Right Honourable Potter Williams. Thank you.
You just gave me a promotion just then. Kia ora ana koutou katoa tōna roto te aroa mata o tētua. You may not know, but that greeting I've just given you is from my heritage homeland of the Cook Islands. And my name is Munukua Puto, and I tell people that that means the beautiful black pearl of the Pacific. That's what I tell people. Look, thank you so much. I just want to thank you for the warmth of your welcome here tonight, and it's really important for me to be here. When Maya said that this was happening, she said to me, if there is one event that you can get to for this community, it should be this one. So thank you, Maya, for being so dogged. You are absolutely right. This is the event to be at, to celebrate your community, so thank you for that. I just want to thank you for your warm greetings, to invite me here for this formal occasion. Hunker down. I'm a minister. I will be talking for some time, as you can see. I want to acknowledge the chair of One Mahurangi, Murray Chapman, and thank you so much for your ability to bring all of this together. You know, from an idea to celebrate the community and thank them for difficult times for their work during COVID. Just want to for your mahi, just thank you so much. For my parliamentary colleagues, Mark Mitchell, I just want to do Chris Peake and Maya Lubeck. That's a little private joke between Mark and I. He knows what that means. It's my great pleasure and honour to acknowledge those who gathered here to thank the police, the emergency services personnel for their dedicated work, and to their families for their love and support. Special kia ora to Matt Lawrenson, our area commander. Fantastic to meet you tonight and to meet members of your team. And special thank you to Chris Ferguson, Juju, I think is what you're known as. I think and it's a particular honour to meet you tonight. And I have to say that, you know, from the bottom of my heart, your service to our community, to our country has been extraordinary. People who work in the service of their community are special people indeed. You are the people who are called on in times of desperate need and in times of tragedy. You need to be well trained, but also resilient, so you can keep serving and keep having a far-reaching positive impact on your community. What you do is not easy. You have to give a lot of yourselves to your roles, which I'm sure can be physically, mentally and emotionally exhausting. But I also know from my interactions with police as Police Minister that service people such as yourselves thrive on the team environment. You like the challenges and you are driven to help others to make a difference in their lives. In the case of our police officers here, I also know you're committed to working with our diverse individuals, the groups and organisations to make New Zealand a safe country for our tamariki to grow up in and for all people to live peaceful, safe lives. Often we focus on the big actions that our service people do, and they're the important actions: saving lives, saving property, bringing closure, bringing justice. But you'll all make many small actions in your day-to-day work that really do count for a lot. Police know about the power of small actions. Everyday police are putting people in touch with the appropriate support and help that changes lives for the better. It can be something simple like getting an unlicensed driver onto a driving licence program so they become legal and safe. Or it can be something more complex like working with an entire community to give people opportunities to move away from addiction, violence and lifestyles involving crime. Whatever service you're involved in, I bet you have one thing in common, and that's saying, I was just doing my job when you finished helping someone. Yes, you're doing your job, but you're doing your job for and on behalf of your community. And I'm here to thank you for that. I am also here to thank you on behalf of the government and the people of New Zealand. There's no doubt that the last 2 years have put a significant strain on our frontline services, and we thank you for that. On Sunday, hang on a sec, I've got to put a little disclosure in here. Far be it from me to be political. However, on Sunday, the government announced a major package of law and order measures to further increase police numbers, address gang violence and extend successful rehabilitation programs to break the cycle of offending and entering a life of crime. While I don't want to speak to the specifics of this, what I do want to do is say thanks to all of the people who help you to do the work that you do. Starting with the sponsors, the funders, the donees, the people who man the sausage sizzles, and all of your volunteers. We are a nation reliant on all people in our community to contribute, and boy do you contribute, in huge numbers and tirelessly. I also want to turn to the very important support crew, the families, the friends whose love and support is essential in ensuring our service people do their jobs, knowing that they have an anchor to turn to, who can help in rough seas and during the calm times. So thank you for the comfort that you give them, for being steadfast. Your job as support crew isn't easy either, and I want you to know that it's really highly valued. So in closing, I share with you a saying from the land of my heritage, the Cook Islands, Kia pukuroa o vaivai, kia mokara o kaki. This means you hold your head high and be strong and steady in whatever you do. You can most certainly hold your heads high as proud members of the Warkworth community, and I thank you sincerely for your dedicated service, much appreciated contributions to the community. Ngā mihi, me taki mata, kia manuia, kia rana.
Thank you so much. I'm handing out promotions, so that Sir Murray Chapman thing is going to be, we're going to get that, Muzz. If I can invite Murray Chapman up to the stage, please. The man who suggested this as an idea to wife team and having a coffee in town, and look at what we've done. And as everybody's saying, it's just for you guys here. It's just amazing. We haven't heard the siren go off, so that's a good thing, all right? Or no, actually, I jinxed it. Sorry. Murray told me to say that.
Turn this down a bit, I'm quite sure. You can always rely on the police to say something that's not quite true. I have to say it's been really humbling to sit there and hear all these nice things, but if you look at the back of the room, all these people in black t-shirts, they're the heroes as well as you guys. I sat at home over Christmas and listened to the sirens go on time after time after time and thought to myself, we've got to do something about this. And I thought, especially the fire brigade, you know, the volleys, taking 2 weeks holiday off and they spend it at the station. Could be because they've got a crappy relationship and they want to stay there. And I'm not saying that any of the firemen told me that. But when you think about it, you know, that siren went off 5 times a day sometimes. Then you hear the ambulance, you hear the police, and you suddenly realise what you guys do for us. And to be able to give something back. And what we wanted to do was just to let you know how much you appreciate it. And that's why we had people serving you when you came in. We had people serving you at the buffet because we wanted to serve you back. To give you an idea of how much you mean to the community. Most of you, apart from Mark Stallworthy anyway. I'll just give you a little hint that when we had the great debate and we had the police here, we organised for the lights to be on because they came along in uniform, looked really gorgeous. And we even organised for coffee and donuts to come up to them. And then at the end, when the adjudicator asked for the applause as to who they think was won, it was really even, but you could see the fear in the adjudicator's eyes. So I'm not saying it was rigged, but it was definitely one-sided.